First reader is Eric Langley. Although he worked on the editorial team at Stand magazine in Leeds in the early 2000s, Eric Langley only recently began publishing his poetry, with his work appearing in recent editions of PM Review, a collection due to be published in 2017 by Connect called Raking Light. His poetry is a departure from his usual output, where as a lecturer in English at UCL, he produces academic writing on Shakespeare and his contemporaries, focusing on Renaissance theories of disease transmission, attitudes to suicide and narcissism, and 16th century erotica. Although he's used to academic lecturing, this is his first public poetry reading, so please give a warm welcome to Eric Langley.
Thank you very much, it's lovely to be here. I'll kick straight in. Glanced. You lovely looker on and by, one-eyed Cupid locked, cocks and shot, Zeno's arrow at Zeuxis grapes, shaft straight. The pointed parabola arced its homeward hoops on its wandering way through loop and loop towards my eye's apple. Its trajectory now arches down to heel, to hit or miss, may kiss the head or glance off on bow bend or twisted thread. My flighted hope that bird cracks glass and tumblers beakers breaks on painted grapes on picture plane, or bounce back deflected as mote on float reflected. Map the rebound, because I'm sore astound and all amaze, while flecks dance and seeds quiver, while the heavy freighted interim divides by half, by half, by half. Split hairs or ends or seconds, now subdivide by half and half, as hair's breath on tortoise collar falls, and arrow tip elbows each atom aside to side, or sneaks contracted kiss, a peak, a contact, passing, charge, in the change, from Z to the kinetic. So keep on, lovely, looking on, no overlook from then to now, as now the pasteboard splits and peck hits home, and dry eye and true to touch, and each grape breaks, and tortoise tumbles down, hap with hair, and tip touches now, and when, and then just so, soothed through freeze frame and bending glass, each hot pigment shot, and then, keep lovely looking till, so glancing blown by, so palpably hit away, so keep, so lovely looking still, keep lovely looking till each hungry bird has flown and had its fill. So I'm a lecturer in Shakespeare, so I don't normally get to teach contemporary poetry, but I got asked to teach contemporary poetry this year for the first time, and the head of school said to me, "You can teach Philip Larkin and Beats and all these raging contemporaries." And I flipped the course massively and taught Peter Larkin and J.H. Prynne and Keston Sutherland. And the 5 students who signed up for that course liked it a great deal, I think. But it became a kind of an endless disquisition on difficulty and the kind of virtues of difficulty in poetry, and the virtues of poetry that don't just give themselves away and don't just reveal themselves instantly to the first kind of intrusive glance. So this next poem that I'm going to read, I'll dedicate it to the 5 students who dared my poetry course. And it's about Argus Panoptes, who is the mythical figure with the 100 eyes that you may remember is set to guard Io, who's been turned into a cow by Zeus, who wants to sleep with her a lot, and Hera, in her jealousy, sets Argus Panoptes to guard Io. So I'm using him just as a figure of a kind of aggressively. He's a prison keeper. He's guarding the secrets. He's refusing you easy access to Io, to the kind of fruits of Io, and he's not going to let you in too quickly. So this is a kind of a poem that I wrote after some of these seminars with my students, a kind of celebration of poetry that won't just let you in. This is going to make me massively popular, isn't it? Argus Panoptes. Stay wide awake with each of all your 100 eyes, amazing. Each shot rod is just so hot and every dazzled cone is blazing. Don't let the short sights, those overlookers in. You will be jailer, you will be him. You can keep me free from irreversible trim. Look, see, think in key. I'm out on wing in your gym, where every enthralled gesture, every turn of captivated limb on limb and limb, each fallen flower at my feet, networks of laycock, lilas, lilac, little violent rhomboids all, should still be noticed, and still be taken down, still be ambushed, noted and denoted. Just don't let back a green past, a cage-glazed echo of dirty white flowers, the sound of savage lilacs, not loud or long, the horns and motors burning, aye, burning, down mid-green lanes. I'm all panned out, crow-toed, a rogue grown honest, dazed in the prison gym, to be tucked in down on your M cells, snug tight in P cells, bright lit in K cells, so sensitive, so switched saccadic. Under the carbon arcs, the Mangin mirrors and Lee lights, all eyes, no sight. Nobody spots my scattered iridescence, pluming in parabolas through concertina wire, blooming on each cold crimp. And blind in the hot gaze of artificial moonlight, bulb blind to the twisting lumens, the threaded candles, as each affective bright beam, in all its vaulting incandescence, hits our ignite strike, our magnet hum, to spill, spin and rift, out, adrift, from our corona, in filigree, in filament, in slender air, so slender and white, so solid and strong. And nobody notes this wild, this incoherent spin. Wax-faced, hay-stuffed, I'm still sat still in the back, behind ballistic glass that flexes not to shatter, drinking wine, eating crisps, teaching you chess, foreplay and harpsichord. Make one last cast, one call and call. I'm just sewing postbags here, stitching gapes and eyebores, just doing the jailer in 100 hushed voices. And yes, you know they'll come to try their luck and leave, so duck it, weave it. Sharp cattle rustlers, drivers disguised as sheep herds, all so very keen to give you one damn good crack. In he comes, wings buzzing, gadding from his hours, out from the black room, the wind-beaten crossroads, waltzing in to set his strict intercept. All slick, quick silver, buzz, buzz, all head and beard and balls. He'll try to catch us, buzz, buzz, plucked clean right from the drossy interim. He aims to arrest us, prick us out by opening our post, steaming open aerograms with searches and seizures, scrawling our blanks, each pocket picking, re-signed, resealed and undelivered. Buzz, buzz, here he comes, buzz, buzz, excellent in all his tricks, till the cool stainless spring rushes in the hinge, till Sesho Seki, killing stone, snake egg, hagstone hits and cures you clean between the eyes, and the blood rush stings. Hermes, the bringer of luck, the guide and guardian, murderer. My love, you best keep wide awake among their boring stories, with all your hot 100 dazzling open eyeballs, alert and all amazing. The third and final poem that I'm going to read is a poem called Du Hei Tao. My girlfriend maybe doesn't entirely agree with my chosen career. She said, what's the point of me going out with a poet if you never write me any kind of soppy poems that I can show to my mum or something, and kind of make her happy that I'm going out with a poet, and you just don't earn anything and you don't produce anything. So I said, right, okay, well I'll write you a love poem. So this is my love poem to my girlfriend. Unfortunately, it's about passerines, largely. They're like types of bird that have very strong pecking beaks, so that they can break into shells and nuts. It's about bomb disposal experts who can break into explosive confines without blowing themselves up, and it's about art theft. People who can break into locked up buildings and come out with something. And it's based on the game Du Hei Tao, which is a Chinese gambling game. I'll just explain it very briefly. You go into the marketplace in Chinese cities and they have rows on rows of walnuts, thousands of walnuts, and your job is to choose 2 walnuts after long scrutiny and find 2 walnuts that you think, when cut open, might resemble each other closely enough to then be sold for huge amounts of money. But of course it's like 1 in a million chance that this would ever happen, that you would find 2 walnuts that would be similar. And it's made infinitely harder by the fact that the walnuts are largely comprised of English walnuts and French walnuts. My girlfriend is French. And therefore, if you pull an English walnut and a French walnut out, the chances of those 2 walnuts actually being identical and therefore earning you millions is incredibly slight. But you then still have the option of gambling again on that walnut and kind of going all in, doubling or quitsing, and then you could earn billions if those 2, if a French walnut and an English walnut ever kind of come together. My God, that could be. That's you're in. She's not here tonight. Imagine why that could be. We are still together. So this is my romantic poem, Du Hei Tao. You stand in the Linshan marketplace among rows of shell on shell, trying to make a chance. Tap, just when I'm all holed up, all crabbed in confine, comes your unexpected crick and nap and crack. Smart sound of tough love on my round nutshell, the flex and squeezed pop of steely hap crackers, snapped on infinite space. Your husky insinuations tend to my shady cave, you apply your calipers and the heart nut aches. You ground around it, lick soft sound right round it, give lip up down it, you take your breaks. Make flouts and entry touts, flushed over and out, quite tight to the fine fractures. Your smooth ectoderm moves between my hushed lips, my chapped seams. Your hornbill chirrups demand response, insisting payment up and out. My brain pan cleft by a brown bill. Passerine, push your bills, your rosters, clear under the door, sealed in soft keratin. Click, click. Come release my high-sprung tender cords, my tight-strung relockers, scoping out the change, scooping up the charge with your sure fingers, touching tumblers, T5 to T8, tripping notches on the sternum, so sensitive to slight slops in my spun dials, peeling back drop locks, pericardium through epicardium, stripping out clocks, myocardium through endocardium, unshackling each blocked valve, with one eye keyhole clamped, one tip pushing whirls through ventricle and hard plate. And if all else fails, take this safe, take this heart, and just bounce it all the way downstairs. That should flick the trips, turn tricks, click clicks. Oh, 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 Peterman, although I'm glad to see you doing your job, you beak intruder, you super thief, you barefoot dinner-time bandit. Don't think on a white instant that I don't apprehend you, loafing around, stealing about, pilfering the shop floor of Bertha's gift of home furnishings, violin under one arm and tectophone the other. I left the door ajar, broken for entry, predisposed for your hot prowl, for your calling card on my welcome mat. Until at last, with apple pie, with plum pudding and I spyglass, cased up huss in their paper bag, you came clean to the little house, to its open door, to tease the drawback, to cut the head, to part the charge, the hot cloud, the hot cloud, the hot crowd of thermal swarmed electron, of eased atomic orbital in gradient still and radiating, sweet remnant, wear right through the core wall, hold fast the heart of hearts, or core to core, dismantle, drill, go crash, go dump, and strip back insulation, to take each cord and twist, each threaded twine, each high-fibred hawser line, teased out on the heart rope, scoped tight to find the red electric travelling. Lin Changzhu stands, whistling to the air, alone in the marketplace at Lin Shui, out among the laminar ranks of shell and shell and shell. You pays, you takes your choice, your chance. Do, hey, Tao, we're out here, just betting on skin. Come, slice right through it, cute through the cupule, and let's see what we've got. I'm all out here, gambling. An English walnut or nut scalicia, mopan or mother child, a dud, a duff, dog throw, rat screw, slapjack, snap, tap, tap, a right fine pair. This one, a government official's hat, a chicken's heart, a lantern, that, and you're twisted in, doubled up, front run vigorish for the vulture or the Venus throw, skin in the game, pounds of it. Now on the nutshell, stick the knife drop on capsule's tender acupoint, clip point to the tense yield strain, to track tip through hawk point, keen to kerf and trailing wanton slipped swarf in surfy cream curls, and open out and up, and there, it's me, sat with a crimped copy of Homer and a lucky cricket. I am, it seems, rolled round, palmed around, worth the punting, gambled smooth, all good in circulation, just hap and unconfined, nothing to be frayed by. So, with one finger, press by press, arm stretched out of bed, I type out slow happenstance on Keywater bright boarding while you sleep. Thank you very much.